Hey everybody, so SPV Math Pre-Calc week 31, the first week of May. Alright, so we're in a great place. We rolled right through that first part of what is it, Unit 5 that we're in, and we're into this law of sines and cosines. Now remember with pre-calc, there's a workload and the problems take time. So don't forget we have our own team, okay, and in our own team here, for pre-calc, we can find all the videos that I've posted. Let's get started. Okay, find the internet, and then we'll find digital tools, Clever, Blackboard. Once we get to Blackboard, we'll scroll through here until we find our pre-calc honors. And all these videos are just posted along with our cheat sheets right in the announcements page, so you can always go back and watch any of these. All right. Now we're in this law of sines and cosines. Anytime you need help, we're in analytical trig, fundamentals, proving trig, law of sines and cosines, and we've got our interactive videos, and then the more of these interactive videos. Cool. So let's just try one of these. Let's see where it's going to take us here.
In this problem, we're being asked to find variable x.
Okay.
So
side, angle, side.
Do I use the law of sines or the law of cosines? And what I'm going to say is, if you only know one angle, and if you know two of your three sides, and you're trying to find the third side, you're going to be talking about the law of cosines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write out the law of cosines, which says that c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared minus 2 times a times b.
And that's that fudge factor.
Of angle c.
Pythagoras minus a fudge factor.
For our specific case here, x is opposite the angle that we're trying to find. Actually,
cool.
We're trying to find x. We know the angle.
All right. So in this video, let's just go do one. Okay, so we're going to click on our homework and tests, and we rolled right through these. And we're in the law of sines and cosines. All right. Well, if you can do the law of cosines, you can do the law of sines, because normally to get all the answers, you need all three. So let's just click on law of cosines. We got this one. We missed this one. Let's try number 2. Okay. All right. So, this is a tougher one, isn't it? Yeah, A, B, C. All right, so let's grab our pen, and we're going to draw this out. Clear the canvas. Oop, where'd you go? Okay, so let's draw our triangle here. Okay, A is 19, which makes that big A. Little b is 22, which makes that big B. Big C, and C is 31. Now, what are they asking for? We need all three angles. So we've got to just start somewhere, okay? So just for fun, since we're used to writing a squared plus b squared equals c squared, let's just do it that way, okay? So this will be the first one we pick. So c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine c. And this is what we're going to look for. All right, so let's get started. C squared so 31 squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2 times 19 times 22 times the cosine of c. Now, remember I mentioned in those previous videos, there's so many places to make a mistake here. Don't worry about whether we get it right or wrong, but the process that we go through it. So watch all the places we can make a mistake. That's just a number. I'm going to put these together right now. 19 squared plus 22 squared. 845. minus, now I'm going to put these together, 2 times 19 times 22. 836 times the cosine of angle C. Alright, now watch this piece. I need to subtract 845 from both sides. Okay, I'm happy because that goes away. 31 squared minus 845. So I have 116 is now equal to negative 836 cosine of C. Now we haven't rounded anything, but you can see all these calculations and the possibility of making a mistake. Now that's a multiplication, so now I got to divide both sides by negative 836. Divide by negative 836. Negative 0.1387 equals cosine C. Now I'm not going to round it. I'm going to leave it in the calculator like that. But we need to get in here. We need to calculate for C. Well, that's called the arc tangent. The arc cosine. The inverse cosine. To equal C. Okay? Now we go to our calculator. I want to make sure I'm in degree mode. I'm in degree mode, so I'm happy. Now I need the inverse cosine. So that's second cosine. You see the little negative 1 of the answer. I don't want to round it. So there's the answer. So you go second answer to plug that in. Close equals. Okay. Now I've done bunches of these problems, and this is where the problem happens, right here. Okay? Now, the measurements of the angles are as follows. To the nearest tenth, 1 decimal, 97.975. We'll round up to the 8, round up to the 0, round up. So I'm going to say 98.0. So C will be 98.0. So now you got to pick one, okay? And once we pick one, then we can subtract. We'll do that one, and then we subtract from 180. So let's just do this one, okay? Now, in this case, B squared, okay? We're going to use B. And that's going to be equal to that squared plus that squared. So B squared equals A squared plus C squared minus 2AC cosine B. So B squared. So we have 22 squared equals 19 squared plus 31 squared minus 2 times 19 times 31 times cosine B. Again, piece at a time. So 22 squared equals 19 squared plus 31 squared equals. So that's 1322 minus, now I want to simplify that. 2 times 19 times 31. 1178 cosine B. Subtract 1322 from both sides. 22 squared minus 1322. Negative 838 is now equal to negative 1178 cosine B. Divide both sides by negative 1178. divided by negative 1178.71137 equals cosine B. Again, the key here is we got to get in here. We got to get to B. So that's the inverse cosine. So the arc sine of 0.71137 is equal to angle B. So now second cosine of the answer, that's second answer, close, equals 4465. 4465 equals B, round to one decimal, so that rounds up, so we're going to say 45. 45. Now, 180 minus 98 minus 45. 180 minus 143. Okay, 37. Now, I've missed lots of these in the past because of round-off errors. Okay, so A, B, C. A, 37, 45, 98. And I'm going to assume one solution. 37, 45, 80. 37, 45, 98. 37, 45, 98. Fingers crossed. Let's see how close I was. Round to the nearest tenth. 37, 45, 98. So we got all the numbers right, but I did not read the directions properly. Round to the nearest tenth, not the nearest whole degree. Okay, so you can see this was a 12-minute problem, and I still didn't get it right. These problems take time. Side angle side. Try one. Get back to me. Have a great week, and we'll evaluate next week where we should go. SPV PreCalc with Monte. Have a good week.